Hello everyone, welcome back to Hi-Fi Tech and Entertainment channel. In my previous video, already you guys learned the architecture of SAP UI5 and we started the MVC. In today's video, we will be learning the how to implement the UI in SAP UI5 by using the different view types. So in this part of our complete SAP Fiori development series. If you are new to SAP UI5 or if you want to solidify your fundamentals, you are in the right place. So don't forget to join our SAP development community. So you will get an access for full demo projects and also you can download all the slides on whatever the demo projects I'm showing in the video, and also we can attend the live question and answer after every 3 sessions of the video, and we can directly connect with me for the support. So let's get started. First, implementing the UI part. Here we started with structuring the UI by using our SAP UI5 controls, and also we will learn how to define the densities. I mean compact, coincidence after it will affects the responsiveness, that things we will learn, and also we will understood how XML fragments will help and how to reuse the UI pieces and make your app modular. So we will explore this particularly. After this explanation, we will give a real example and also will running the Fiori app. First, in my previous video already I explained you there are 4 types of view. First, I will go with JS view. This JS view will call it as an JavaScript view. Here if you see sap.ui.js view, what it will do is it will defines our UI programmatically, and the hook methods like get controller name and the create content. These two things will be used and it will be ideal for the complex logic but less preferred nowadays. Why? Because it will support the non-MVC architecture also. When we need to full control over UI behavior in the JavaScript, we can go for this. Next, HTML views. So here you can see the sample of the how to define our HTML view. What it will do is it will embed our SAP UI5 controls inside the standard HTML. If you see here, we define the data hyphen SAP hyphen UI hyphen type and also data hyphen text and data hyphen press. These all are the attributes and it will be good for the developers coming from the web background. For example, if you have knowledge on SAP, then this will be helpful for you, but this limited features is compared to the XML views, but we can use this. Next, JSON view. Here you can see the JSON syntax for defining our UI part. It will be clean and readable, and also it's better for static UI structure. It will follows the MVC pattern with the controller name, but we will use this less commonly used, but good for the dynamic view generations. Next, XML view. In this XML view, the most commonly used in our SAP UI5. If we use the distractive XML Pro format, the show app container, I mean sap.m.App, and it has a child views. We can see pages. These pages can aggregation to navigate between the one view to another view. So this XML view is recommended for our real world Fiori apps. So now what I will do is by using an XML view, I will implement a form. So before implementing the form, first let's see how to understand the structure of a form, and we will understand the overall structure of the form. We will look at the implementation of the form by using this simple form controllers. So let's jump into that. So In here, you can see the structure of the simple form. An SAPUI form arranges these labels and the fields in the group and rows. These groups are represented so-called as a form containers. So each with its own title. A form container can consist of a form elements. A form elements, it will represents the row in a form container, and it's a combination of one label and different controls. It's associated to this label. A form can also has its own toolbar for the implementation of forms. So SAPFA provides the controller of sap.ui.layout form as well as sap.ui.simple form. This simple form controller offers an easy to use the API to create forms. When we're using a simple form, the layout controller is created inside the simple form with a form container elements and form elements. These elements without each such elements have to be explicitly and specified by the developer. This means the simple form can reduces the complexity when working with the forms when compared to our sap.ui.form. However, these possibilities are limited and it's a more complex for the forms are needed and it must be controlled can be used. So if we use then this simple form, it will reduces the complexity and also the forms we will compare with our sap.ui.layout.form, and also the possibilities are very limited and it can be very easily we can configure this. Now what we will do is let's jump into our bash system and we will create a form in bash directly. So here we'll create a simple form. How to create a project? I think already I showed you in my previous videos. So that's why I'm not explaining in detail here now. Here I'm choosing just basic template. First we will learn the basics. Then we will go for the service bindings and everything. Then view name. Here I will create a view name like overview view. So this is the view name. Based on your application we can maintain. For example, if your project is an some approval project and it's an first view, we can consider it as a main view. And when coming to the module name, this one we need to maintain based on your structure, based on your application. So for example, if your application is in some approved purchase order, then we can maintain a name as an approved purchase order. The proper name we need to maintain and title also. And when coming to the application namespace, here we have to give your namespace as a standardized way. For example, if you are working on some IT company, consider it as an some whatever, some X company, we have to give like com dot some company name, X company dot the application name. Now, simple form. That's how we need to give. And description. This description also based on your requirement we have to give. And the project path, always maintain it in the project so we can see all your projects here in the proper manner. Then now if you do want to deploy this application to our SAP system based on your SAP UI5 version, you have to choose. Now I'm not deploying, right? So that's why I'm taking as a latest version. And if you see all these configurations, I selected it as a no. Why? Because currently I'm not deploying the application. I am not adding the Fiori Launchpad configurations. I'm not configuring any advanced options. Distance we will do how to use it in further cases. Click on finish. Now what it will happen, it will download all the installation dependencies. Then the application will be loaded. If you want to open that application in the same project path, we can open it, or if you want to open it in a separate way, we can open it. So if I open it and open folder means only that project will be disabled. visible. Now if you select add project to the workspace means what it will happen is within the workspace that project will be added. See, now you can see the project. First, before defining something, what I will do is first I will go for open application info. Here, in case if you missed any installation things, here it will show. So already this node module is loaded, right? So no need to install anything. Before writing our code, first we will run the application. Once you click on the terminal, it shows which application you want to run. Here, that path only will open. First, I will run npm install, or directly you can run cds run start. These are the commands to run. Sorry, npm run start. In case if you didn't this command to remember, what we have to do is just right click of your web app. Once you select the preview app, here it will show all the options to run. These options where it's loaded is if you go to your package.json, within the scripts all the things will loaded. If you see to run the application we need to use start, npm run we need to write start. If you use this, the application will run locally. If you want to generate a bill, we'll use this for the deployment. If you want to configure the deployment configurations, this, and this is for the OPA test cases, and this is for the unit test cases. Now just go it here. If you see within the symbol form, now nothing is there. Now we will define a form. As I said you before, two ways we can define a form. One is the layout editor and another one is the text editor. As I showed you in the PPT, the path will be within the app, we are loading the app. Within the app, we are loading our multiple pages. So if you want to create a new view, here it will come. This view, we will load it in our manifest.json. You can see that structure here. Here if you see, the main target view, root view is our app view. Within the app view, once you launch the application, first this root view will load. Within the root view, what application is there? We are loading the first view. And here we can see the type of the view and the path, everything. Here within the root view, we are running the target overview. Within the target overview, what view we define, that view will load first. If you see here within the target overview view, I'm loading the overview view. I mean this view. So what it will happen is when you run the application, the first app view will launch. Once the app view will launch, it will navigate to our target routes. One second, let me open this manifest. Yeah. So within the routes, it will check the target which view has to load the first. Within the overview, whatever view you define, that view will load the first. The name of the view is overview, right? This view will load the first and this is the ID. This structure will load automatically while creating your application. And once you open your overview view, the default structure will be like this. If you want to maintain a title, the 18, these things we will discuss in further videos. So now what I will do is just I will expand the view, open in layout editor. Just the basic structure I will define it here. The remaining things I will load internally. So first what I will do is I will add a panel. For this panel controller, it will provide a container for grouping and displaying the information. And also it consists of the title bar that can be used to display the header text. So once you use the panel header, the structure will be like this: header text, expandable panel true, and expanded panel true. So in this expanded expandable equal to true means what it will happen is this property can be used to specify where the content and the information toolbar. So if the panel can be collapsed and expanded, this thing, the feature will help. Then expanded equal to true. This expanded equal to true default, it will be false, and whether the panel is initially expanded or not, that one it will commit here. Here we have header toolbar. This header toolbar aggregates and it allows the user of the customer toolbar as a header for the panel. This header toolbar is visible in both the expanded and collapsible state. For example, if the panel is expanded, that case also this header toolbar will be visible, and its collapsible state also it will be visible. And if you see the info toolbar, this info toolbar allows the use of the custom toolbar as an information bar for the panel. So this will be placed below of our header toolbar, and it's visible only when it's an expanded state. It will be shows the extra information about the user. That scenarios we have to use this information toolbar. When it comes to the content, it will determinates the content of the panel, and it can contains any number of controls of the page. So once we add this page, how the structure will be, I will show now. So in your view page, if you run the application, the default structure will be like this, right? MVC, page, content, it will the page and a tag view. So this is the header part. This header part it will displays the navigation properties and navigation button press, that all titles will displays everything here like this. If you maintain the show navigation button true means it will show like this. So once you click on it, it has to perform some actions, right? For that logic we will declare this method. Within the content section, it will determines the complete content of the page. For example, now we are defining the panel, right? That things will loaded here in the content page. When it comes to the footer, it will be an optional. If you want to maintain any buttons in the footer section, I mean down section, then this we will use this. So once our layout page is loaded, then here we have to search the controller. If you want to maintain any actions, we will use this. Now we don't want, right? We need some container. Then open the container tab. Once you open it here you can see a panel. Just drag and drop here. That's it. Now once you drag and drop here, you can see the header text. If you want to maintain some header text, we'll use that here. And if you want to defaultly expandable is true. If I maintain expandable is true, if you see here directly it will be expandable. If I maintain false, what it will happen is directly the expandable is closed. That's how we need to maintain these things. And remaining, if you want to maintain some description, we can maintain all the properties. If you want to maintain some action for expandable and collapse, that things also we can maintain it here. Now once this is done, what I will do is next form declaration I will directly write it in the text editor. Now go back to your text editor. Here you can see defaultly the panel is created and default properties is also generated. Now what I will do is here itself I will maintain some header text. Once I try to enter, it will shows the option directly header text equal to new customer. That's it. Let's remove this, not required. Now here already the default header toolbar is there. I don't want this. Here the text is there. First let's run this and I will show you how it is. Now we will maintain some form. See, this is the panel, and I said you before, if you defaultly I maintain expanded true, right? So it is expanded. If you want to collapse, we can collapse like this. Defaultly you want to maintain it as an collapse, what we have to do is expanded, false. If you maintain like this, so what it will do is in our application defaultly it won't show the expansion part. Once we expand, then only we can see that. See, defaultly it's collapsed. Once we expand, then only we can see. So that's how the property will use now. Now, within the content, I will remove this text. Here I will maintain a form as I explained you now. So to define our simple form, first we need to load our sap.ui.layout.form. We need to load it here. For that, what I will do is, here already if you see the M library is loaded. Here only I will load my form library. Dot, colon F equal to, here we need to define our library. sap.ui.layout.form. That's it. So here if I define there directly, what I can do is here itself I can load the form. Dot simple form. Yes, that's it. And if you want to maintain extra properties, we can maintain. Just what I will do is I will maintain a, if you click on tab, this default properties is directly, then enter. Here if you want to maintain a toolbar, we can maintain that. It will shows the all options whatever you want to maintain. Now I want to maintain a toolbar, right? It's toolbar. Just expand it. Now again within the toolbar I need to write if you want to maintain ID, that thing also we can do. I want to maintain button in the toolbar, right? So here for the toolbar content button. Once you try to type something, then defaultly it will shows the all options. Text equal to create customer. That's it. So what I will do is till here whatever things toolbar I intended, I will test that it's loaded or not. If it's fail, the view won't load at all. If it's success, then only your view will load. See, with the form is fetched within the panel, there we maintain the create customer button. Now now I want to maintain a form elements. For that, content, within the content, as I showed you before, to maintain the form elements, if you want to maintain a title, we can maintain title, or directly if you want to maintain a label inputs, we can do. Now what I will do is I will maintain some title. For that I'm loading the core. If I directly load the core, it won't work. Why? Because here we are loading MVC, not the core. For that, what to do is after this form I will load that core. Colon core. Yeah. See, it's loaded. Now it won't show any error for you. Title, text. Here, whatever text you want to maintain, you can maintain. I will maintain title as an general data. Yes. Now I will define the label and input. If you directly press tab, defaultly it will bind something now. But if you want to practice, my suggestion is please go for line by line. Then only we can understand what properties is there to answer your interview questions. Form then input. Same way, maintain 3 to 4 label and inputs. Just I'm copying this and paste it down. Then I will change the label name. That's it. Same way, I will maintain one more label and input. Now again, if you maintain the core, what it will do is it will take a separate form container, and again it will come as in separate sections. I will show you how it is. This one I will, instead of general data, I will maintain as an address data. Now I will just copy the labels and inputs. I will use it now directly here. So for this, maintain some proper names. For address, the first I will take it as an postcode and city. That's it. Now what I will do is I will run the application. Before that, format document. If it's not configured, it will ask like this. Once you configure this, it will allow you like that. So it will ask the structure you want to assist for this. Yeah. So once you load the application, we will see how it is. Yeah, this is the panel and this is the button and general data, address data. So if you see here, so this is the one form container and this is one form container. In case if you maintain one more form container, how it will come? Let's see. Here I will declare one more form container with 2 inputs. Just copy it and paste it here. Here maintains like a some additional information, additional info. So additional info one is email, phone number. So these are the 2 fields I maintain now. Now let's load the application. Once you expand, if you see now here, this is one form container, this is one form container. Once you define third one, it comes down here directly. That's how it is. Once you define one more one, it will adjust into equal parts and it will step it here. That's how the form structure will be generated in our UI part. So now you guys understood, right, how to define the UI elements in XML view. If you use the text layout editor, it will be very helpful for you to get to know the properties and methods in clear. Initial state, my suggestion is go for text editor. Later, if you go for layout editor, it will be easy for you to analyze things quickly. If I jump to layout editor, directly you can see this, and also we can test the application in the phone mode, tab mode and desktop mode, left pan, right pan. That all things we can test it here. That's how it is. Now let's jump into the next topic, densities. So what is this content densities means? The devices on which application developed with SAP UI5 is executed on different operating systems, right? So it will have very different screen, different sizes. So here SAP UI5 provides the different content densities for certain controls that allows an application to adapt to the device by displaying the larger controls from touch enabled devices under the smaller and more compact design for the devices that are operated with our mouse. Here you can see the following content densities are available. One is the cost density and another one is the compact density. So what is the design density here? So this design density, this cost density has a larger design where the compact density has reduces the size design. The font density is same for the cost design, but the dimensions of the controls and the spacing between them is completely reduced here. When you go for the based on your suitable devices, it will support our touch panel and it will more suitable for the phones, tabs and so on, when the compact density is more suitable for the mouse operated devices such as desktops. So that's how the difference will be. If you see here, the dimensions will be larger dimensions. When we use the compact density, the dimensions is very small and it also reduces the space based on your device. How to use this in our real-time application means I will show you now. So now we run the form, right? So if you see here, the length and space will be very large for the each input, right? Now we will use this densities in our real time. For that, first we have to load our device. For that, go to our component.js file. Here, if you see now device is not loading. First we will load the device here. So to load the device, here we have to write SAP slash UI slash device device. And once you load it there, to use that in our controller, we need to define some naming convention for that device. I maintained here. Now if you see here, now it's disabled because till now we didn't use it here. Now we will use that here, comma. Here maintain some method. Defaultly it is showing, right? Just click on tab, get content density class. Here it's returning directly. Within this returning directly, first we will check in if condition it's there or not. Not equal to this dot. This is the standard name we need to maintain. If it is a function, so this dot content density class. Yes, if it's not loaded first time, then we will load that. If device dot support. So once you use this, it will check which device, if it's a touch or whatever it is. If it is a touch, maintain the one size of class. If it's different one, may use the different. Stick class equal to tab. Here we are not using the compact. We are using the this. Yeah. If this is also same, this is both will be same for, but your understanding, I'm writing this. Else case, same. Yeah. If you see whatever written I have written there, completely same only. To understand your purpose, I'm just writing this in detail here. Now we need to return this. That's it. Defaultly, our bash system, it shows our options. Once this is done, what we have to do is we need to load this to our app. So as I said you before, first within the app, if it's loaded, it will affect to all our views, right? So here we need to load that. Not in the view, sorry guys, in the controller. Yeah. Here we need to load. How to load is this dot get view. So this is the standard way to get our view part. So if you use this dot get view means, this means the current one, the get view means for that controller what view will be there, that view we will get it. Tab. Now I want to add a style. How to add a style means add style class. Here I will get my class. This dot get owner component dot get that method name. Density class. This is the method name. We define it here, right? This method. Just copy and I will maintain directly here. Yes, that's it. Now what it will do is, for our complete application, this class, this method will call, and whatever the CSS we maintained it, that one will affect it here. Now just go for the application and you can guys can see the difference how it is now. So now if you see, it's a little bit adjustment is there for the application. That's how it is supported here. So in case if you don't want all these things directly, if you want to use your view also, here itself we can use that class of that view directly. If you see here, after the controller name, you can define the class equal to, here we can directly give that standard name. If you see here, automatically it shows here, right? This way also we can use. Both will be the same, but I maintain the adjustment based on our touch scenarios and the device case. That's how the CSS will work. If we use this method to be called in our controller, that root view will set to an appropriate CSS class for the complete application. If you use define it here, it will affect only for this particular application. That's why within the on-init initialization method, I just call that view and I will get the component method and I can access it the CSS. By using this helper method, as we discussed above, the CSS will be depending on the touch support of the devices. That's how it will be supported. If you want to specify the supported devices in your manifest file also, we can maintain it. Go to your manifest.json file, just check the content densities is available or not. If you see, already the default it's there. If you want to change it, we can change it and we can add that to our scenarios. This control visibilities, we have some standard class names is there. For example, SAP UI visible only for desktop, it will be hide on the desktop. That some standard classes will be there. If you use that based on your requirement, it will compress and adjust the input fields. That's how it will support it. Now we practiced this simple form, how to use it in real time, right? And also how to use the densities controls we learned. In next video, I will explain you the fragments and reusability of the UI parts. If you like this video is helpful and if you want to be a perfect from beginner and intermediate on the Fiori developers, to be an expert, just join our SAP Fiori development community so you can access this complete demo apps and we can download the project source code and we can chat lively with every 3 videos to clear your doubts. And also you can get the early access to the new videos. To join, I will maintain the link in the description section, so you can join it there. In next coming up videos, I will explain you the fragments and the reusability. If you like the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching, guys.